Alright, welcome to Math 1033. This is a video review for your Test 1. So what you would have done prior to getting to this point and watching the video is you would have printed out Test 1 review from the correct button on your course compass. You would have also printed out an answer key. What this is for is if you still look at the answer key and you don't know quite how to work the problem even though the work's there for you. So have the printed out test in front of you, have the answer key in front of you, and then what I want to do is I want to take you through question by question with a little video. There was a link that you clicked on that said Test 1 videos on YouTube, so what you're going to look for is Test 1 review question 1, Test 1 review question 2, and so on. So let's begin with question number 1 on the Test 1 review. And what I'm going to do is bring you around to a little piece of paper I have here where we're going to work the problem. So come on with me, and we are going to go over to this piece of paper, and what you're going to see here, let me bring you to the paper. Here we go. Alright, notice you're not in a professional studio, you're in my home with me, and we're going to keep this really laid back. I just want you to get 100 on that test. How do you find the slope of a line through 2 points? Well, your teacher may have taught you a formula. In fact, you probably heard a formula before called, the way it's stated a lot of times is y sub 2 minus y sub 1 divided by x sub 2 minus x sub 1. That formula is okay, but that's an awful lot to write down. Slope, which is a lot of times represented by the letter m, okay? Just a little point for you. This letter M was chosen from the French language. In France, or in French, the verb for to climb is monter, M-O-N-T-E-R, thus the letter M for slope. Because after all, what is the slope of a line? It's the rate at which a line climbs. To find that rate, we're going to find the change in the y value compared to the change in the x value. If you've never seen this before, this triangle means change in. The change in the y divided by the change in the x. Rise over run. So, it doesn't really matter which y value we start with, as long as we start consistently with the same x value on the bottom. And to find change, of course, change in anything involves subtraction. For example, if you wanted to know how much the temperature changed from one part of the day to the other, you would take the two temperatures and subtract them. So, change in y is going to be a subtraction. Change in x is also going to be a subtraction. Again, it doesn't matter which y value I start with as long as the change in y is in the top. I'm going to start with the 7 and put it here. I'm going to start with the 12 and put it here. So on top of the fraction we have 7 minus 12. Notice on the bottom the minus sign is already there because that's my change in x. My first x value that I'm going to use is negative 3. I'll put it there. My next x value is a negative 5, so I'll put it there. And now we're going to be careful with the arithmetic. 7 minus 12 is, of course, negative 5. In the denominator, the beginning number here is a negative 3, but remember what happens. The opposite of a negative, or subtracting a negative, results in a plus. So notice what we have. Negative 5 on the top, and a positive 2 on the bottom. And that's how we get the correct answer to this problem. The slope of the line through those 2 points is the number negative 5 halves. If a line has a negative slope, it means as you're moving from left to right, the line is falling. Down 5 spaces and then move 2 to the right.